Hi everyone, I'm the Limitless Librarian and welcome to my review of Michael Morpurgo's Warhorse Duology. Some of you upon seeing this video and hearing that might be doing a double take. Duology? I thought this was just a sting book. Admittedly, there is also a movie of it. What you didn't know was that there is in fact a sequel called Farm Boy. Probably didn't know about this. In fact, until recently, I didn't either. So today I'm going to be reviewing the books, probably separately, a bit because they are quite different. So the first book, Warhorse, is set during World War I and is from the perspective of a horse named Joey. He's initially owned by a farm until he is bought by the army against the wishes of the young man who owns him or has raised him. And so we see the First World War through the eyes of Joey as he is a cavalry horse, and then a bunch of different things happen to him, and I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, a lot of different things happen to him. He meets another horse, and so yeah, we see the First World War, the trench warfare, just the times through the eyes of a horse, like it is literally told from his perspective. The sequel, Farm Boy, on the other hand, is told a number of decades later. This book is told from the perspective of humans, most notably the son and then great-grandson of Joey's original owner / master, and it mainly focuses on the son. It's split into two parts, one told from the perspective of the latest generation of the family, though we do still see a flashback of the events of Warhorse, briefly summarising them, and the second half is a story told by his grandfather, the son of Joey's master. And so in Farm Boy we get to see what became of Joey after the events of Warhorse. There is a bit of a difference between these books, not just in the perspectives, but also the fact that Farm Boy is aimed at younger readers than Warhorse. I'm not really sure why that is. You can read Farm Boy without having read Warhorse, because as I said, there is a bit of a summary of the plot of Warhorse in this book. But I would still recommend reading Warhorse first, as luckily I had done before going into this, because you then have greater appreciation for all of the references and callbacks in Farm Boy. Upon reading a bit about Warhorse and Farm Boy after reading the latter, I found that there's actually a pretty cool backstory behind these books. Michael Morpurgo was involved in this children's program, getting children to help work on farms and I guess get some experience. I think it was more for like city children having that experience of working in the country. And one time on one of these camps, there was one boy that just wouldn't speak, or he was really shy. He wouldn't open up to anybody else. And then one time the staff discovered him talking and just spilling his heart out to one of the horses at the farm. And although the horse couldn't literally understand what he was saying, it was clear that the horse was actually listening to what the boy was saying, and it was as if the horse knew that it was important that she listened to him. So that's a pretty nice little backstory to these books, and I guess what inspired Michael Morpurgo to write a book from the perspective of a horse, observing and having opinions about humans and what's going on around him. So, what are my thoughts? I really enjoyed both of these books. Warhorse is a powerful story, and it's just a unique perspective, obviously, especially on this setting of the First World War. and it gives you a bit of an idea of how horses were used in the military during that time. And Farm Boy was also enjoyable, even though it was aimed at younger readers and was a bit predictable. In the second section, you knew how things were going to turn out, but all the same, it was a nice, heartwarming story. And apparently Michael Morpurgo has in fact said that this is his favourite book that he's ever written, which is interesting and kind of surprising. And so I would recommend reading Warhorse before you read Farm Boy, because otherwise Farm Boy will spoil some of the stuff that happens in Warhorse. But both of the books are actually really great and really show the power and personality of horses in general, both in different settings in this book. I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil Farm Boy, but again, in Farm Boy we see the power of horses and their value. So a bit of a short one for you today. The purpose of this video was more to draw your attention to the existence of this sequel to Warhorse, because I feel like Warhorse, because it has a movie adaptation, is probably one of Michael Morpurgo's best known books, but I bet a lot of people didn't know that there was a sequel. I certainly didn't until I actually started reading it. And the names of the horses were mentioned. I thought, hang on, that sounds awfully familiar. So there you go. If you've read Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo, did you know that this book existed? And if not, have you read any other good horse books that you can recommend to me? So let me know in the comments below. If you liked that video and you'd like to see more book reviews, please like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, do lots of maths, read lots of books, and I'm sure you'll have a powerful day.